In this episode, we're going to get inspired about aquariums. I am going to go visit Animal Kingdom, Sea Life Aquarium, Seaworld, and Fish Story Aquarium and Rescue down in Naples, Florida. My aquarium is only going to be 3,500 square feet, so I want to pick a lane and walk in my lane. I want to do something a little bit different from everyone else. I'm thinking because I'm in a greenhouse, it's going to involve live plants and giant Amazon catfish. At the end of this video, we're going to continue planting along the Cycad Swamp Walk, and we're going to plant all types of ferns and giant elephant ears. Let's take a look. I just want to share with you this one tank from the Animal Kingdom of all these African cichlids. It looks like thousands of them in this pond, but really there's a fish cage. And the fish cage is in front of the glass, and behind that is a great big pond, and that flows down a beautiful waterfall into a lower pond that is also filled with African cichlids and ducks. And I can't help showing just a hippopotamus. Obviously, I'm not going to have a hippopotamus at my place, but just wanted to share the picture with you. Here we are at Sea Life Aquarium in Orlando, Florida. I'm getting ideas for my Apopka aquarium. Let's go in and let's take a look. So this is the Sea Life Aquarium on International Drive in Orlando, and they have these big exotic fish tanks that are circular, and they have sharks. They have people feeding the sharks with tongs and these big sea turtles. Clearly they have stuff that I'm not going to specialize in my aquarium. But then I go to the freshwater section and I see turtles, and they got native fish and all plastic plants. Now granted, they're in a building, it's hard for them to have live plants, but I see plastic water plants, I see plastic water lilies, I see plastic mangrove, and I think it would be really great to encompass real plants with reptiles and real plants with aquarium fish. I don't see a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that in the state of Florida, and that is what I want to specialize in. Well, hello, I'm at the Seaworld Rescue Center, and they have an awesome freshwater tank here. It has red-tailed cats, it has ripsaw cats, it has black pacu, Florida gar, and the water is crystal clear. I gotta get a filter like this, I gotta get a tank like this. Let's take a look. What do we have for fish here? We have black pacu, we have Florida gar, a tiger shovelnose hybrid catfish. We have a ripsaw catfish, a little bit bigger than mine. Also a big giant red-tailed cat. Once again, a little bit bigger than mine, but mine's fairly close to that. But that's about it. I saw several pacu. I saw one red-tailed cat. I saw one hybrid catfish. Not many catfish in this freshwater tank here. And of course, I can't help but show a manatee. This is my friend's Victor's aquarium down in Naples, Florida, Fish Story Aquarium and Rescue. This is his reverse osmosis system. He makes the RO water, he collects it in this big drum, and he does 15% well water mixed with 85% RO water. And then it flows into his tanks. Here it's flowing into a 25,000 gallon tank, and it runs 24 hours a day. And here flowing at a smaller rate into a smaller aquarium. And these are some of his fish. I believe it's a 4,500 gallon tank. Here's a big jowl catfish. And this is a large tiger shovelnose hybrid. This here is a big Paraiba, and he also has a series of 240 gallon tanks. Here he has a whole bunch of tigrinus catfish. He has lots of places for them to hide, so you can put multiple catfish in a single tank. This he has Dorado. I think I spooked him a little bit with my camera or my cell phone, but this is a tank full of Dorado, and he's very good at growing fish, where he gets fish at a very small size and grows them to adult size. This is a big Dorado catfish. I think those are barramundi, I'm not sure, and largemouth bass and arowanas. Well, let's go back to Apopka and check on the snapping turtle and that skittish Asian water monitor. Here's my skittish Asian water monitor. Let's see how it's going. Well, it's still a work in progress. He's getting a little better. He doesn't run for me quite as much as he used to, but we still have a little bit of a trust issue, but he's eating very well. You know, I looked at all these YouTubers that have these swimming pools in their basement, and they have all these monster fish. And I struggle a little bit. I put everything in greenhouses because I'm in the greenhouse business. And when you put aquariums in greenhouses, you get high light, which often leads to green water and low visibility. Well, we're gonna fix some of that today by using this blackout greenhouse cover. It is white on one side, it is black on the other side. It allows 0% of the sunlight through. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to darken my greenhouses and work on the water quality. Well, here the blackout curtain is installed. As you can see, it is 100% blackened out. Zero light goes through it. It should allow me to get crystal clear water with proper filtration. Okay, let's take a look at some of our fish here. So there's my big tigrinus. Behind the tigrinus is an albino Chinese whales, and those are my paraibas. They're about 15 inches long. I had them since they were about 3 to 4, I believe. Once again, my albino Chinese whales. You can see the water is more or less crystal clear. I got some tanks do better than other tanks. These are phantom red-tailed cats, about 13 to 14 inches. I got a big iridescent shark in here. I also have that hybrid catfish. That right there is a marbled sailfin catfish. He's about 18 inches long. I'm having a problem with my arowanas. A lot of times arowanas outgrow people's tanks. I take them in, and I have several of them that are about 3 feet long, about 36 inches, and they beat the crap out of each other. So I put one per tank. And I also have several 24-inch red-tailed catfish, and I kind of have the same problem. Actually, a problem I have with red-tailed cats is they eat their tank mates, and sometimes it's very expensive for me. I got to be careful what I do. This here is my Linz catfish. He's about 24 inches as well. He's one of my favorite catfish. He never slows down. I hopefully can find a better way to display him. This right here is an albino silver arowana, about 30 inches long. This is a big tiger shovelnose. Big tiger shovelnose, also about 30 inches long. In my big tank here, this is my biggest red-tailed cat at 42 inches. He's big, he's beautiful. I really like him a lot. And next to is the biggest fish I have here. It's almost a full 4 feet, and that is a big ripsaw catfish. And those are the catfish I'm showing you today. So we're continuing our planting. Today we're planting our Australian tree ferns. We're going to plant our Alocasias. We're going to plant some more fern ground covers. I don't know what ferns grow in Central Florida. I know there's several landscape ferns, but in our nursery we sell like 40 varieties of ferns, and most of that is shipped all over the United States. But I would really like to see what ferns can I grow in this little micro environment I have here. Or you go down into the hole and it gets cooler, there's not as much wind, I think there's higher humidity, and maybe we could grow ferns that don't normally grow on top of the hill. A lot of times I think, like, let me ask an expert. And I think about it, and I'm afraid some of the times I'm the expert. So I guess I just got to figure it out. I got here my latest availability. I counted up, there's 30 ferns available just on one page. 30, 60, 90, 120, almost 130 ferns here. Some of these are available in the spring, some are available in the fall. Some do well in Florida, some do not do well in Florida, but there certainly are more ferns at my fingertips than there are in most of the world. I want to show you some of the ferns that I planted on this hillside here. So this right here is a ribbon fern. I love it. I think it's the whitest of ferns. And if you look over to the left, that's a mature ribbon fern. And this right here is the fragrance maidenhair. This is like the florist maidenhair that you see, that's the most common maidenhair. This is the tricolored fern. And like I said, it's a little bit of an experiment to see how well it does in my sinkhole here. And this right here is the Fritz maidenhair, the dwarf maidenhair. This is the Bracken's Bronze Beauty maidenhair fern. This is my trailing maidenhair. You don't see a lot of this. I have this in my garden, and it's very slow growing. I want to see, it's way more impressive to me when I see it coming like down a hill or down a cliff. This here is the autumn fern, and you can see the new foliage is kind of orangey, and then it fades to green. Okay, other one right here. Put one right here. Next biggest one. What's the next biggest one?
The other one. There's the big one.
There, that one there?
Yeah.
Get that? What I'm trying to do here is I'm going to be down in the boardwalk, and then I'm going to be looking up here, and I want to see these Alocasias. So I'm looking, where is the viewpoint of this? The viewpoint of this is from the bridge.
Yes. Do you see this kind of coloration is different, right?
Yes.
It's not everything good green. I have a more green over there, the more beautiful too. Maybe one mix it up.
Okay.
And I have a yellow too. I don't know if you wanted the yellow too here, the other ones.
Can you go get 2 green, 2 yellow?
All right. Okay.
You go get 2 yellows, 2 greens.
All right. Okay.
Flip back. Okay, towards you. Okay, right there. Good. Will it stay? Switch the tall one, put in the back, and the short one, put in the front. Walk looking at the Alocasias. Walk to here, then turn around and walk back. You go and get 4 more Alocasias.
Yeah.
You make it look beautiful. Have me look at it. I give you the thumbs up, and we can plant it all.
All right.
I don't think any of my ferns will grow in this. I think this is a good candidate for aquarium plants. And then I'll just put the ferns on the hillside, as you can see right here. This right here is the Pacific maidenhair. And I'm hoping to get a little eco environment here where it's nice and cool. And instead of being in 100-degree humid Florida, we're in Seattle. At least the ferns think we're in Seattle. We will see you next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.